like I would Don Cherry back there. So.
But you were Paul Brandt there for a second.
I know. I thought it was gone.
Nice jacket. Welcome to the CCMA Awards. How important is country music in your life?
Well, you know, Townes Van Zandt, not to go off Canada for a moment, but he's actually a kind of a role model of mine. He's a little dark, so thank God I have Paul to. Although Paul Brandt in his music has always never shied away from the fight, from the fears that we have in our lives. So I love Paul for a couple of reasons, and he was great. He went on his own when a record label in the US was trying to shape him, tell him who to be, how to be, where to be, and he just didn't feel like it represented his integrity. I'm a rapper. So he went off and did his own thing, and I really look up to him for that as much as I do the way he speaks in his music. But Townes Van Zandt, to get back to my earlier moment, Texas Troubadour, he really, in his songs, revealed some of the things that I think about when I do hockey broadcasting, the ethics, just a message of love and understanding, and that it's okay to be not perfectly okay. Happens a lot to us in hockey, so that sport will humble you, and country music seems to say it best.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. To be a part of the Paul Brandt thing was it. Well, I got to spend the weekend with Elizabeth and Paul, so that for one was incredible. I've had that. My connection to Paul, of course, is through his music first, but then it became Rogers Hometown Hockey in Lethbridge. After the show, we had a couple of pops and we just talked about life. And then we did it again in Cochrane, and we did it again at the Calgary Stampede, as we've done it many times. So to have this opportunity to come and, I mean, he's from essentially a suburb of Red Deer, Airdrie. Really, he's Calgarian, but he lived a good chunk of his life in Airdrie, Alberta. So I've always had that feeling. Kurt Browning, when I worked with Kurt on Battle of the Blades, was from Caroline. When you get that group that live within your circle, there's an instant understanding. So I wasn't nervous about it, but I was certainly, and maybe because I'm a little bit of an outlier, being the hockey broadcaster in this CCMAs, but I knew what it was to Brett Kissel and to everyone else to see a guy forge a path that was the right path. And I loved the opportunity as a guy who spent his life in this business trying to understand that. All I do is study ethics and try to have a sort of a right way of doing things. There's a lot of mischief in it and some humor in it, but deep down there's that core love of inclusion, and that's Paul Brandt, right? So to be included in his journey, as so many of us are, just adored the opportunity and was grateful for it.
Any other questions for Don?
It's so far the property of the Calgary Stampede, but I'll see if Grapes gives it the thumbs up. If I don't know, he will not let me wear the jacket. I was going to say we're running a little long on the show, right? So I had some more business to do, but they quickly came to me, the producers, and said, "Ron, if you could keep it tight." And I said, "Well, I'm wearing Don's outfit. I might as well cut myself." I'll try to get it on for you. It feels good to be in this attire, for sure. More comfortable than a stuffy business suit.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks a lot. And here he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paul Brandt. The Honorable Paul Brandt.
Come on. It's great to be with you guys.
Congratulations. I know there's going to be a lot of questions of Hilda here for you, Paul. But I want to get your impressions on the on being part of the Legend Show this weekend.
You know, being at the Legend Show was such an honor and a pleasure, and I think, you know, the thing that I want to get across to people more than anything this week is that I feel like being involved with country music, especially Canadian country music in the scene here, is an honor and a privilege, and it really, to me, a sacred responsibility. Someone asked me on the green carpet if you know, I still get butterflies, I still get nervous, and I absolutely do. I always visualize before I go on stage, send up a little prayer and try and remind myself that there's probably someone out there who's never heard my music or seen me before, and I want to give them the best show that I possibly can. I'm so thankful that people are still letting me do this, and I'm having the time of my life.
Any questions for Paul?
Apparently I answered them all.
Apparently you answered them all. Here's a question for you, Paul. Go ahead.
You have a brand new song out called The Journey. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, you know, The Journey is the new single, and it'll be the title track of the new album. I'm between Cochrane, Alberta, and Nashville right now, and finishing that up. It should be coming out beginning of the year, and it's been just so much fun for me to get back into the studio. The creative side of what I do, I always look at my life as two separate sides. There's the outgoing person on stage, and then there's that person who is always looking for a quiet corner in a room to be able to just think and create. And I spent that time writing The Journey on a motorcycle this time. I was coming up from Phoenix, Arizona, up the Pacific Coast Highway. And if you could have been a fly on the wall on that trip, you would have seen me in my bike gear, get off, change my clothes into my cowboy duds, hopping on one leg on the interstate, putting my pants on, and then taking sorry for that mental image, and then taking a picture by the redwoods or wherever, and just thinking a lot about what this journey has been, and a lot of excitement for me in that song about where it's going to go. So I can't wait. Really thrilled that I have the opportunity to work once again with Warner Music Canada. They have been there right from the beginning of my career, and I've got some very special friendships there, and they're doing an amazing job, and people seem to be loving the song, so I'm pretty excited about that.
How has your approach to songwriting changed over the years, or has it?
In some ways it's changed, but it's not really as much the approach as that I have more colors on my palette. I think the more experience that you have in life, children come along, the touring that we do, the experiences that you have meeting fans and people who support you and making new friends in that way, it gives you different things to be able to paint. But I still wake up at 3 in the morning and I have songs in my head, and I'm going to keep writing them, as long as they keep coming. Thank you.
Paul, with new music, we anticipate a tour. Please tell us there's a tour coming.
Well, I don't want to break the secret. I think I'm as excited about it as you are, and we're looking forward to making an announcement on that. I love being on the road. I love performing for people. I get so much energy out of it, and I love being able to share that with everybody and get them excited. So as soon as we have it planned out, we'll be out there.
We are excited.
Thank you.
Let's take one more question from Kathy in the back there.
Hi there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Question for you: if you could spend the day with one person, whether alive or past, who would that be?
Ron MacLean. and all my dreams have come true. I can't imagine it getting any better. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.